Fantini of Italy, European bronze medalist in Munich last summer. A lifetime best of 75.77 from that 2022 season. But maximum points, all 16 of them going to Italy, courtesy of Sarah Fantini. Pressure's off. She's got one last chance here. This throws for her. What can she get out of this for her 2023 season? That's a long way over 70 metres. Now, I just mentioned that World Championship qualifier mark, 73.60. Would be a big weight off Fantini's shoulders if she could tick that off here. She has done 73.26 this season. I don't think it looks as far as 73.78, Kosten's European lead, but we mentioned we're a long way up here in the top of the stand in the Silesia Stadium. Looking down on the infield, 73.26, it equals her season's best. Sarah Fantini. She would have known she was capable of winning. You've got an athlete like Silja Kosonen in your field and an Olympic medalist with Marwina Kopron. And there's the results for the women's hammer. Sarah Fantini, 73.26. Silja Kosonen, 72.34. Marwina Kopron, 71.18.
Nadia Battocletti, another emerging young talent, 17.26 last week.
See a variety of teams in the stands, and many of them are watching the triple jump.
Yes, you can see an Italian on the runway. This is Bocchi, our leader here. And that green line is his own mark of 16.78. Certainly been quite animated, has the Italian. So have a look at the contingent of his teammates watching on. And some athletes were saying in the press conference as well that they might be more inclined to watch others' performances. It contributes towards those overall team standings. Lovely shot there, but I fear for that camera. Very, very close to the action indeed. So, 16.84. A small improvement by 6 centimetres, but they all count. And that was quite an established top three throughout this triple jump competition. But the points continuing all the way down to 16th place and 1 point.
This woman, Italy's Nadia Battocletti, and Clara Lucan, who I mentioned, was in a different division with her Slovenian team. 7th in Tokyo for Battocletti. She's got 4:05 runners in there, but they are spread out across the track. Camilla Richardson doing very well to probably block any moves from someone behind that might fancy having a go, and being totally ready to react to Battocletti. Maya, good moves as well from Portugal's Machado.
Well, we've got about 4 minutes of running still to go. I do really appreciate your insights into this. What does somebody like Richardson, who's in good form but doesn't have 1,500 metre speed, do at this stage in the race?
It starts sprinting, Phil, and a sprint is all relative. When you're a 10,000 metre runner, a 1,200 metre sprint is okay. And Camilla Richardson, so that's a 76. It's not that quick. I don't know if she will be looking at lap by lap, but it's the same for Battocletti as well. She'll be within herself here. They're going to hit 4 kilometres down the back straight. And if you take a look there at Aguida Marquez, the Spanish athlete, she's wearing red. She's just tucked in 3rd place. You can barely see her, hidden behind Maya and Battocletti. She is one of those 4:05 women, as is Hannah Nuttall of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, just behind the Portuguese and the French athletes. And they're going to be licking their lips. Every 200 or 400 that stays outside 74, 75s is going to sound very, very good to Spain and Great Britain and Northern Ireland right now. 3:08 for the 4th kilometre, so they've lifted it ever so slightly, but it's going to be an 800 metre burn up.
Yes, Battocletti still at the front as we've just gone through the 4 kilometre mark. Battocletti once again at the front, just controlling the race very, very well. I think though she must be worried about Leah Mayer, because Leah Mayer recently 15:06 5,000 metres at the start of May, and then she's also got a 4:10 1,500 metres PB, and she's a 3,000 metre steeplechase specialist. It's looking as though this is going to turn into a very interesting, almost cat and mouse duel between Battocletti and Mayer, although Marquez is still tucked in there, and there's a whole number of other runners as well that you certainly can't discount. And it's going backwards and forwards, the pace. So we've just got under 2 laps to go, lap and a half, and now Hannah Nuttall moving to the front, steadily moving to the front. And this is the woman, as we were saying, that no doubt Nadia Battocletti and their coaches and the likes of Camilla Richardson up there will have observed that she's got a recent 4:05 1500 metre personal best to her credit, and she's looking very strong indeed. Nuttall at the front, even though she's going slightly into unknown territory with only 1 5-kilometre race to her credit. So with 500 metres to go, it's Battocletti now in front once again as they move towards the bell.
You talk about coaching input. Hannah Nuttall, coached by Helen Clitheroe, European indoor champion over 3,000 metres. She knows her way around a tactical European race. Hannah Nuttall extracted herself from the group around about 400 metres ago, moved herself ready to be poised to strike, but as has Aguida Marquez, the two women with those recent fantastic 1500 metre times. Nadia Battocletti started this kick probably with 600 metres to go. It's been a slow wind up, it wasn't an explosion of pace, but that was a bit of a lift for Battocletti. This woman rarely races underneath 5,000 metres, and she's making the 1500 metre runners look slow. This is so impressive off Nadia Battocletti. She's opened her stride up here and nobody can respond. She's just hit her 5k personal best time there, and she's got around about 100 metres to go. She is running within herself, and she's saved something very special here for a closing lap. It's going to be another win for Italy to go with that of Sarah Fantani from the women's hammer. That's a massive winning margin for Nadia Battocletti, all made in the closing lap, and a respectable time in the end, 15:25. Hannah Nuttall of Great Britain and Northern Ireland coming through for second, and Aguida Marquez of Spain for third. A strong finish for Norway. Ingeset coming through for fourth.
Well, Hannah Nuttall literally and metaphorically has run herself into the ground. Just her second ever 5,000 metres, just outside the personal best from a few weeks ago. But a very, very good run indeed from the Briton in a team competition. But Nadia Battocletti had the measure of everybody almost from the gun. I think Battocletti, well, it looks like a battlefield. Just look at everybody strewn out, prone on the track. But Battocletti is the one that is head and shoulders above everybody else. Well, everybody else is lying on the track, gasping for breath. Battocletti goes over to the photographers.
Just to come in with a quick stat, so Battocletti becomes the first repeat winner of the women's 5,000 metres at this competition since Dolores Checa of Spain in 2011, and Helen Clitheroe of Great Britain was third on that day, and I think I heard you say that she now coaches Hannah Nuttall, who was second.
Hannah Nuttall to a second here, ahead of Aguida Marquez. Nadia Battocletti of Italy, maximum points. Lane 3 sees the European indoor champion from Istanbul calls the upset over his teammate Le Mans Marcel Jacobs. This is the other fast Italian, Samuel Ceccarelli. And the chicks in 2, Ceccarelli in 3, Vico in 4, Bushi in 5, Kopech 6, Samuelson 7, Ganter in lane 8, and Azu lane 9. Final A of the men's 100 metres in Division 1 of the European Team Championships. And they're away very quickly in the middle, Bougie. But it is Samuel Ceccarelli of Italy. He's already done a huge personal best this season, knocked off 3:10. Can he take the European Team Champs title? Wow, maybe just on the line. Ceccarelli, the 60 metre specialist, you've got to say that's where he's made his name. He has made great improvements over this slightly longer sprint. And Gianmarco Tamberi has turned up. All the Italian superstars are in the crowd today. It has been given to Ceccarelli for the moment, and it equals that brand new personal best he set in the Paris Diamond League. And Boujou got a great start and a great finish.
Boujou, recent 10:02 performer, the former European under-18 champion, coming through very strongly. He was quickly away, so too was Kopech on his outside. Another man who was very fast starter, but Ceccarelli, perhaps slightly unsighted to the rest of the field, out in lane 3, came through and held his form as well. He's gradually transitioning from a man who made his name this winter as an indoor specialist to someone who can do very well over the full 100 metres. Ceccarelli was just really making up the numbers in the Italian relay team for a long time, and then came through this winter, caught everyone by surprise, it has to be said, to win that European indoor title. But he's starting to really prove his worth outdoors now, and that's maximum points for Italy. They're 4th of the day, so they're having a very good first day as well, the Italians.
That's done to the overall standings. Italy pushing themselves 1 point ahead of Great Britain. That's turning into quite the battle between those two nations. Poland, the hosts, doing very well in 3rd.
A former European under-18 champion and a member of the victorious Italian 4x400 metres quartet at this event 2 years ago, Alessandro Sibilio. Well, Sibilio back in form after injury problems in 2022, starting very quickly as well. So too Watrin on the outside. So it's the man in lane 9 and 8 at the moment who are leading the way. Schmidt, the Dutchman, in lane 5, having a good run. We seem to have lost the Germans somewhere. Anyway, Abuaku, I think, might have just pulled up. We'll wait and see. But at the moment, it's Sibilio out in lane 8, having a terrific run. Schmidt having a very good run indeed. At this stage, Schmidt might well be on for a personal best. Sibilio, though, looking strong, looking fit. And the Italian is really doing a fine job here of taking maximum points for Italy. 48.15, a championship record. He takes down that august mark of Karsten Bornholm from 2017. Well, you can't be unhappy with that, taking down a mark that the Olympic champion and world record holder set. And Sibilio looking as though he's getting in shape very quickly ahead of the World Championships in barely 2 months' time. Some good performances there.
Italy just seem to be maximising every event, and no doubt confidence is, as a result, flowing right the way through their team. Let's have another look at this replay. Sibilio on the blue, or in the blue I should say, one from the outside, and then Schmidt in the centre trying to chase him down. Schmidt, who was in 2nd place but in the old 2nd division 2 years ago, and there is the German. Couldn't do what Carolina Krafstick did in the women's race. Making it look very easy. Plenty of clearance off that hurdle. A nice close-up shot. Others battling behind. Watrin, who these days is a key part of Poland's relay quartets, doing well individually. And Seamus Derbyshire, the first major international senior call-up for him, actually beating Watrin in the closing stages to come 3rd for Britain.
Well, I was very impressed with that run from Sibilio, and I've no doubt he's also going to be featuring in the mixed 4x400 metre relay. So there we have it. Alessandro Sibilio, 48.14. Nick Schmidt, 2nd, 48.95. Seamus Derbyshire, 49.51. And the team standings, Italy, after that win, they're 5th of the first 2 days, 249 points. And a big favourite of the home crowd. And here's a man who's a favourite of just about everybody, the charismatic, effervescent Gianmarco Tamberi. But what we're not sure about is what sort of form he's in. And he's now left with a clutch attempt at 2.29 with his last attempt. Gianmarco Tamberi has the luxury of a little more to play with at this height. His first attempt, only 1 foul so far for Tamberi. 2.29 height he's cleared on many occasions. His last competition in September last year was at the Weltklasse meeting in Zurich. He cleared 2:34. Oh, nicely done. His calves were very close to the bar. Just the nearest of touches, perhaps. But we don't see a visible wiggle. There we go. Still got his tights on. Just the merest of touches there for Tamberi.
You don't get a closer clearance than that, do you? I know we've had some rattling bars mostly in the men's pole vault, but Tamberi almost knows this event so well and just morphs his body into exactly the right trajectory. There was nothing to spare there. Zane Weir of Italy is here trying to get maximum points for his team. He's number 2 on the European list, 21.74. On the comeback from a fractured finger last May. This comeback is going well. Started off with a gold medal in Istanbul. It is good to see when you see athletes that raise their game or start their season here at European Team Championships. Zane Weir is having a very good day out here in the circle. Good opening round effort, pushed down into 3rd place. Michael Haratic of Scott Lincoln just working our way through round 2 of the men's shot put, and that looked like a great second effort from the European indoor champion Zane Weir. So a winning mark from Filip Mihailovic in Division 2 of 21.33, and Zane Weir has exceeded that here in the second round, 21.59, the furthest throw we've seen here at the European Team Championships across the divisions. Up top in the men's shot put, 21.59. God, they can take the gladiators to rolling back the years if they let these men's shot put athletes back into that gladiator arena. Scott Lincoln was 2nd, Michael Haratic was 3rd.
As we have a look at these standings after all 37 events, so quite close behind Italy and Poland. You can see Britain have moved past the Netherlands.
And now we reach a crescendo. The Italians getting into the mood.
Italy!
And the Italians leap up onto the winner's dais. And as I say, this is a historic moment. The old European Cup, the forerunner of the European Athletics Team Championships, was founded by an Italian, Bruno Zauli. Until this day, the Italians have never won either the old men's or women's European Cup or the European Athletics Team Championships, but that has been consigned to history as Gianmarco Tamberi holds aloft the winner's trophy for the 2023 European Athletics Team Championships.